In this tutorial, let's take a look at creating your own presets and also importing presets either into the default area or into preset groups. So I've got some text here. I've just entered it in, and I'll go ahead and break it apart according to lines. And now I have 4 different lines to work with here. So if you're creating presets, you can do so based on existing presets, or you can start from scratch. Let's go ahead and just apply a preset. Really doesn't matter which one. And I've got something going on here. Let's say I really like this, but it's not quite what I want. Let's say that, for example, this does the ringing animation here in the middle. And let's say that you want to do something like heartbeat instead, maybe for the first and second ones, and maybe you want the other ones to be static, something like that. I'm not sure that this would be useful for you, but let's just imagine that this is something that fits what you want to do. And so you can go ahead and do that. So I've made an adjustment to an existing preset, and now I can go ahead and create a preset. And I'm just going to go ahead and name these something that is going to be easy for me to see. So I'm going to do AAA new because I'm not going to save these, but you would want to name these however you would be useful to you. And I do this so that it'll come up alphabetically. And so be aware that when you're saving these, if you have the default folder, default selected, it's going to go into the default. If you have presets that have been imported from preset groups and you're inside of those, then it's going to be saved into that folder. So you want to normally probably have it show up in the default folder just because it's not nested within another folder. We'll take a look at that in a second. So I've created a preset there, and now once I've done that, I've got that down here. And once I've done that, what I can do is I can click on this and click reset if I want to. And what's going to happen is now there's going to be no animation. I'm starting afresh. So if you're going to create a series of presets, say maybe you want to create a preset group based on a series of presets or animations that you like. One kind of a good thing for when you're creating videos is, it's good to have related presets. When I created my easy text box here, I basically made them all variations of a similar one, and so instead of starting from scratch every time, on many of them I just did variations. So I didn't do a reset in that case. I simply created the preset and then edited the individual ones and made new presets based on the slight variations. So that's one strategy that you can use. So again, but I've started from scratch here just to kind of demonstrate just something different. So let's say that I wanted to do, let's say I wanted to have this one kind of overshoot in from the left, and this one from the right, and this one from the left, and this one, oops, I didn't do a overshoot on this one, and this one also from, I think, the right, oops. And so you can get something like that. Let's say that you were going to do that. So you might want to do the opposite of that. So, I'm just going to go ahead and click on each tab. I think I accidentally clicked on something there. And I can go to the out. And so I just kind of go back here. Let's just go out the opposite direction. And I can go one at a time here and just see, okay, what is the in? So let's go the opposite. And I can go something like that, and it goes pretty quickly when you're doing that. You might be able to find a more efficient thing to do, but you might remember what it was and so forth. But this is something that I typically do. So there's a little bit of symmetry to it. So oops, and so I have something that kind of comes in and then leaves pretty much the same way. And I did mess up on that second one, or one of them. This one. So there we go. So I have something that is kind of neat. So one thing I could do, that could be something like maybe we want all of them. Let's just be kind of a little bit crazy here. Let's maybe stir vertical, and I'm just going to do all of them stir vertical. And whatever it is, right? So you come up with whatever it is that you like. That's good to go. And then you can go ahead and create that preset. So I'm going to apply the preset here. Oops. Now, notice that I applied a preset. I can undo that, though. So I've undo it. I can play it again. So I have my preset. So I meant to click on apply. I do that quite often, actually. So I'm going to create a preset, and I'm going to do AAA new 2. I already did one. So my presets are down here. Notice that I made that mistake. I put it inside. I'm inside of the easy text boxes. So oops, but I can actually go over here and I'll go ahead and create that preset again, AAA new 2. Okay, so that's going to be in this folder here. Okay, so what I can do is now if you've made some kind of a mistake like that, there's a couple things I can do. Now I can actually go into the easy text boxes, and you can see down here and click on that and just delete that preset. And now you can see here that if I'm in presets, in order to find the presets that where you saved them, you just go into Documents, Easy Animator Pro, Presets, and you're going to find them there. So I could have looked in here before I deleted it, and I would have seen the AAA new, and I could have deleted it there if I wanted to, but I can of course do it from within the app as well. So once you have created a series of presets, you may want to create a presets group. You can create your own favorites, but you can really only do that in easy mode. And we'll take a look at that in just a second. But if you want to create a preset group where it's going to be kind of showing up like the easy text boxes, where I'm got a box here and I go back to default, and so it kind of separates them out from the other ones. You can do that. So what you want to do in this case is you want to zip them up. You want to create whatever presets you want, put them in a zip file. And when you're importing them as a preset group, you need to actually select a zip file that contains your, you want to name it whatever it's going to be. So your zip file will be named whatever you want the folder to be named. And then you can then import that zip file in here, and it'll make that folder for you, just like this. Now, if you're wanting to have them actually show up in the default, then you can actually just go ahead and select them individually. So let's say that you wanted to create some presets as a bonus for something that you're offering. Maybe if you're distributing the Easy Animator Lite version, you can make presets using the animations that are built into that. And if you wanted to give those away, you could put them. Now, what they would do is unzip them first, and then they could import them. So importing presets in the main presets is basically you need to select a specific EAP files, whereas importing preset groups needs to be in a zip file. So that's the difference there. So, but you can create yours and so forth. Now, again, if you don't like these are kind of not very well designed in my opinion, so I can just go ahead and delete them here, which is what I'm going to do now. But if there's any of the defaults that you don't like, you find that they're really not working, and you want to kind of par down on these and then add your own, you can totally do that, such that the presets are really kind of designed to work the way you want to work. For example, let's say that you were going to do mostly infographic-oriented animations. Then using the infographic-based animations, these 3 here, really this one's kind of designed for, all these are designed for infographics. Then you could go ahead and make presets largely for those, either by doing a presets group or by paring down the presets that came with Easy Animator Pro and then making your own to fit your needs. So that's how you can create your own presets, preset groups, import presets, and import preset groups. So I hope you have a lot of fun with that, and I hope that helps you get to be much more efficient, and so that you can create animations super fast with Easy Animator Pro.